Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and this article comes to you guys from AT&T's newsroom. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So recently, AT&T has been acknowledging more often that yes, we are behind on the mid-band 5G portion, but from what I've seen internally and how it's playing out with the whole Nokia to Ericsson conversions, they are putting a little bit more emphasis on investing heavier on getting this mid-band rolled out. Right before the new iPhone launch, Apple Intelligence, they want to get as much done as they possibly can before the launch, and of course, well after the launch of the new iPhone. They want to get a lot of mid-band out there to sites. So there's going to be, believe it or not, there's going to be markets and areas where they will reach near completion of the mid-band build-out by the end of year. Whereas before, from what I've seen, they pulled some of that 2025 work into 2024. So they're looking for great acceleration across the board on the mid-band deployment. Now, more work will have to go in, of course. They gotta get the C-RAN upgraded to more mid-band. They got to do all that work. But in between, the macros, for the most part, at least in the top 100 markets, should have majority of sites deployed with mid-band. Now, the Ericsson piece, right, the Nokia to Ericsson conversion, that's going to take a little while. There's going to be some markets that they're going to be able to finish this year. But to get to a higher percentage in a lot of other markets, that's probably going to happen next year. But they're going to prioritize, they're going to put some emphasis on that, and there is specific funding going directly towards this over that 24-month stretch where they want to get to 70% completed by the end of 2026. So it's going to be interesting to monitor that. But be aware, there's going to be a lot of mid-band on air for AT&T. And from the plans that I've seen, there is more focus now going towards rural, suburban rural as well. So that's good to see, right? It took them a little while. They had to get that engine going. They had to get that well-oiled machine. But now they're starting to put all of that into rotation, and they're making a big push this year and next year to really close that gap to the competition. So they have acknowledged, and they're saying, hey, look, if it's at a cheaper cost to us, it's fine with us. You deploy as much mid-band as you want. And that's what this Ericsson deal really enabled. They may have not had a plan. I'll be very honest with you guys publicly now. AT&T before this didn't have a plan in place to put mid-band on all Nokia sites. They didn't have a plan because Nokia was quite a bit more expensive. I think I've heard, and this is just speculation, but I've heard it's like a 3 or 4 to 1 ratio, meaning AT&T is getting like 4 radios for the price of 1 from Nokia. So that's massive cost savings. So they're going to deploy that. That cost savings will end up being more mid-band deployed on more sites. So, like I said, there's a catch-22 here. So I said, what if those billions more that they're spending on that conversion would have led to further densification, C-RAN, all that good stuff, right? But it could have also meant that a lot of sites would have been left without mid-band. Now, those sites that may have been left without mid-band in the Nokia areas will now get mid-band with this Ericsson conversion. So that's good to see. More mid-band at more scale. I think that's a big win for AT&T, looking at it objectively, right? If we start talking about 4.9 and all that other spectrum they might get, of course, they're going to need further densification. And I think in some markets, they need further densification now. There's no waiting or pushing it out. No, they need to densify now for the future, right? More data usage, FWA usage, Apple Intelligence, the propagation standards of 4.9. They will just simply have to densify more. But for now, it seems that the Ericsson deal is more cost effective to them, which in return has them more willing to deploy more sites with more mid-band, the C-band and the DoD. And then as well, what I'm told, more of the dual band radios are being put on rotation. So we're going to start seeing that deployed more, especially, I'm told, in the Nokia to Ericsson conversions. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.